Everyone, really lovely to be here. My name is Margaret Aberdeen. I'm a domestic violence survivor. So this is why you hear my voice sometimes goes quite passionate, sometimes really, because it's been quite a journey. It started up, as a child, how I saw my parents, my father beating my mom. It was very, very horrific for me. It was about 5 of us and one boy, 6 of us rather. So that was such a horrific growing up in that sort of way. It was like a battlefield. And this is one thing I want you all to very, very much attention. A lot of people think, as a child, the child do not see or feel or hear. What a load of bollocks, really. That child mind is growing, so it's like a sponge. And whatever goes into that child's mind, it becomes so programmed. It's a scar for life, really and truly. And we must look at that, the children. So this is what I grew up in, very, very horrific. And not having anyone to share that pain, not having anyone to lean on. And it was so difficult for me to study at school, because my mind was always at home. Is it going to be, quiet, or would there be songs of, crying, screams, or stuff? It is horrific. And this is why I'm so, so passionate about this subject. You can hear it in my voice, can you? Right. It's all coming from my heart. I did not rehearse this. I'm just going to let it flow. Okay. So growing up in that sort of environment, we think when you remove yourself from such an area, which I did as a child, I removed myself from my family environment. It's sort of like I disinherited myself. But guess what? I brought all that along with me. I came over from the Atlantic to over here, from America, New York City. I wasn't born there, but that's where I was living when I said, oh, I'm going to leave my family. And guess what? I'm going to have a happy, happy family, happy life. But not realizing I have all the baggage in me. I brought that with me. And again, there's a very, very important part that we must realize. As a victim, as a person who goes through that, you know what you attract? Something similar. A person comes into your life with very similar sort of characters and personalities, because you are thinking, oh no, I'm not going to follow my parents' footsteps, but yet still, guess what you're focusing on? You're still focusing on that, so you're attracting it to you. And that's what happened to me. I'm thinking, oh wow, no longer am I there. But guess what? Because I had it in me, I brought that with me. So this is what happened. I attracted someone in my life where I was physically abused, almost died. I lost my second child. I became homeless, everything. And also what happened along that line, because I did not have anyone to share my pain, my emotions, guess what happened? All my cells was in such a mess. I had cancer. I had brain tumor, kidney tumor, because those things, if you do not release them, they don't have anywhere to go. They're going to explode in your body. So that is a very, very important part for us to realize what domestic violence is, a horrific crime. I look at it as like a knife and a gun. Someone hit you, it's like similar to a knife and a gun. So why is it not really broadcast more? I heard 2 of the previous speakers say putting it on posters. Yes, they have Weight Watchers and cancer all posted on the buses and all those sort of things. Put them on the buses, put them on the underground, make it more visible to the eye. Don't you agree? Yeah. Let us shout. Let us scream. Let us sing. That domestic violence is a horrific crime. Let's not keep it indoors, as they said, behind closed doors. This is why I'm here. I am not behind closed doors. I have spoken at many events. I've been on the radio and television talking about my journey as domestic violence. And one thing I would like to bring to your attention, there's a thing called the signs of domestic violence. Growing up, young girls, we dream of meeting the Prince Charming. But guess what can happen later on? He can be a Prince Charming. Don't you agree? That can happen. And there are signs where we can see these things, where someone becomes very possessive. Sometimes, with a woman especially, we have this estrogen hormones, feelings, our emotions are so high. So man come and compliment you and, keep on complimenting you, this and that. You're like, wow, he really loves me. And sometimes calling you all the time, wow, he really loves me. So when you see something consistently like that, I'm telling you, that could be trouble there. And when someone shout or raise their voice at you, run. Because that, again, is another sign. Or someone throw an object, or bash a door or television. Those are the signs. And even buying a mobile phone, that's a control again, to check and see where you're going. You know, a lot of us turn so blind eye, you know, with these things, but it's there in the naked eye, it's there for us to see. I had an incident a few months ago. This gentleman I was with, you know, took me out for a glass of wine. I just met him, and we were talking, but then I found the way he started talking, you know, talking to me like I'm a possession. And I said, you know, excuse me, I don't think I want to carry on this conversation. And this was in public, in a wine bar. If you see how that man grabbed me by my arm, that is abuse right there. That is abuse right there. But because I am who I am, I'm a very strong-minded person. I know myself, love myself, like myself. I got up and I walked out. But you see why I'm saying this? A lot of women will not take that as a, you know, as a hint towards how it is really. So these are the things we must be aware of. And there is something that is really drawing to my attention now. When we talk about, you know, the education, you know, educating children and things about domestic violence, I think that's a very, very, very important to interweave that into education, because now they're doing with sexting and all these sort of things, and, you know, obesity, and then put domestic violence into that. For the children to be aware, because what happens to children when they go to school, like I remember, we become very isolated. There's fear, there's a lot of bullying, because again, that child or the children don't have anyone to talk to, so they become very quiet, withdrawn into themselves. And I know I did that as a child growing up. I'm originally from the Caribbean, beautiful, colorful island, but yesterday I could not have friends coming home, you know, I couldn't really do those things. Because, you know, I'm so ashamed of bringing my friends home for such an environment. It wasn't a very nice place at all. So these are the things I think is very important. I, being a victim of domestic violence, I am a template, I am the role model to help others realize. But there's another thing when one can break free from domestic violence, and I am free from domestic violence. No man can lay a hand on me, no man can never hit me again. Guess why? Because I have a self-relationship with myself. I have become my own best friend. I treat myself with respect. I love myself. And there is no way a man is going to come and put his hands on me again. Because I have that respect. So this is what I would like to help people to become aware, especially women. Because I'm going to female gender. I heard they're talking about the men, but I'm going to talk about the women right now, okay? Have that respect, have that love, have that, you know, really kindness for yourself. Treat yourself like your best friend. There's a book called Be Your Own Best Friend by Louis Pronto. That's one of the books that helped me to realize, Margaret, love yourself, know yourself, respect yourself, trust yourself. These are the things I think it's very, very important for us to become aware of. So one thing here I would just like to leave with everyone. We must shout. We must shout about domestic violence. Do not keep it behind closed doors, because it's not going to get anywhere. I should think, you know, besides billboard, buses, have a chat show. I would like to really host a chat show on domestic violence. I have that character, I have that personality. I know I can do it. So if someone wants to sponsor me right here, I'm ready for it, okay? But these are the things we have to, you know, really become aware of. So what can I say? Being here today, sharing my story with you is healing me, and it's healing others. I've just written a book too called Priceless Roles of a Mother, because again, you know, I had a son, one of my two sons, one died, you know, through domestic violence. I became homeless, you know, I almost died myself. But then I realized, you know, going through all that, there's a reason why, because here I'm standing today, I know my purpose, I know my duty. And it's really a beautiful feeling where I am now. I'm cured, I'm really healthy and happy, because I found that inner self of Margaret. Such a beautiful person, a beautiful place to be. And this is what I would like to help and show a lot of women who have been through the darkest of dark. But there is light in the dark, and I can help you switch that light on, believe me. So How much more time do I have?
12
12
seconds.
seconds. Wow, wow, wow. When you walk through the dark, hold your head up high. And don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the light, you know, there's someone always there to help. So I thought I would leave that with you now. Is that fine, everybody?
Yeah.
Great.